continues its work, and thanks for those who are watching us online. And today we are speaking about American civil initiative assists armed forces of Ukraine. Jim Hake, founder and chief executive officer of the charitable organization, Isaac Eagan, Spirit of America, Oleksiy Makukhin, advisor to the ministry, and Major Serhiy Tetelytskyi, radio station director. Please come on stage. Good afternoon. And today is a very important day for us, and that what we planned a long time ago. And today we can say that we start our own military broadcast station, and we are in the beginning of this process. But we have a planned date starting from 1st of March. Station will start broadcast for, and they will broadcast for the military. And we are grateful to our sponsors. And I would like to say several words about the project. You know that our servicemen in the ATO zone, they suffer because of vacuum in information, and military radio will deliver information on issues that are important for our servicemen. And we believe that this radio will improve horizontal relationship and cooperation, and this radio station will have entertainment content, there will be music, news, and also programs for servicemen. And there will be call-in programs and shows, and also news bulletins, and also discussions with volunteers and officials. I would like to give the floor to people who helped us a lot, and this is Spirit of America Fund. They have returned from the ATO zone, and I give the floor to Jim Hake, founder and chief executive officer of the charitable organization Spirit of America.
Thank you very much for having us here today. It's a real honor to be here. The work at UCMC is so important and is such a great example of citizens in Ukraine doing what is right for their country. I admire the work that you do, and I'm very thankful to be here today. So my organization, Spirit of America, is a privately funded citizen organization, a nonprofit charity based in Los Angeles, California. We are supported by the American people, by American citizens. We have thousands of supporters from all 50 states. We're not part of the U.S. government, and we are purely the American people. We are an expression of American philanthropy, and we really represent American people who want to help in Ukraine. Our organization responds to needs identified by American troops and diplomats. Everything we do helps the people and partners that American troops and diplomats seek to help. In this way, we help American troops and diplomats be a force for good in the world. We provide humanitarian, economic, and civic assistance, and we provided assistance in more than 40 countries. But Ukraine has become very special to us, and I would like to explain why. To me, the most important, the most moving, the most inspirational thing is to see courage and the human spirit in action. And in the last 10 days, from Yavoriv to the villages outside Donetsk, we have seen the courage and human spirit of the Ukrainian people over and over and over again. And it has been just awe-inspiring for us. Ukraine really is volunteer nation. And to see citizens step up to do the right thing for their country without anyone asking them or telling them to do it, but just doing it because they want to serve their country in their own way, is a great thing. That kind of civic duty, that kind of civic action, really is the foundation of a free and democratic society. So when we see people taking action, risking their lives so that they and their children can live in freedom and peace, it is very motivating for us. One of the expressions that I learned on the front lines in the ATO zone this week was vola abo smert. Now, as I understand it, that is very similar to one of the expressions by one of the leaders of our independence movement many hundreds of years ago. So we have very much in common with the Ukrainian people. And because of this, I'm especially happy that Spirit of America is supporting Ukraine in its quest for freedom. We understand that Ukraine's fight is also a fight for civilization. It's a fight for all of us. Here's what one of our donors emailed to me about why he is supporting the work that Spirit of America is doing in Ukraine. I am proud to join other Americans in supporting the people of Ukraine, in defeating this invasion and determining the future of their country. It is their right to do so, and that is what Americans have always believed. To which I would only add another expression which I learned this week, Slava Ukraini. So today I'm very proud to announce that Spirit of America will provide the equipment needed to help the Ukraine Ministry of Defense launch the first ever Ukrainian Armed Forces radio station. And I'd like to turn things over to Isaac Eagan, our Director of Field Operations, who will talk about what we learned in the ATO zone this week and about why this project is so important. Thank you.
So I would like to start off first by echoing what Jim had to say about the partnership that exists between Ukraine and the United States. You know, for me, this partnership goes back 15 years for me on a personal level. Prior to joining the organization, I served in the U.S. Army, and during one of my deployments to Iraq, I worked very closely with Ukrainian soldiers who are strong partners in Iraq in that fight. We want to ensure that as Americans, we are also responding to the needs of the Ukrainian partners. So a little background on how this project came to be. We've been working on this for a few months now, getting to know the people that are working on this project, that have developed this project, and understanding really why it's so important to the effort here overall. As Jim mentioned, everything we do is in response to needs identified by U.S. government officials. In this case, the embassy team is working to support the efforts of the Ministry of Defense. And one of the key issues that they identified in the ATO zone is the need for more effective communication to the troops that are fighting and serving in just very, very difficult situations out in the East. As Jim mentioned, we just returned from the East, where we had a chance to talk with people at every level of the Ukrainian military, as well as the volunteers that are out there and the people that live there, to really understand the need for this type of support. What we found is that the information that's happening, of what is happening in Ukraine is not getting down to the people on the front lines, and it would be very helpful to have clearer, more effective communication between all players there to keep misinformation from spreading. And so One of the best ways to do this is through radio, through creating not only an informational platform, but also a source of entertainment for the troops in this very difficult struggle. As Oleksiy mentioned, this platform will be a mixture of information, news about what's happening in the ATO zone, about what's happening in Ukraine overall, and what's happening in the broader world. It'll be a mixture of entertainment, so music and other entertainment broadcasting. It'll be a mixture of interactive shows so that soldiers on the front lines have an opportunity to communicate with their leadership, and their leadership has an opportunity to communicate directly with them as well. And in doing so, we'll both help create a more informed group of soldiers fighting a very tough fight, as well as flatten the communications between the headquarters level and the troops on the front lines. Thank you.
And now I would like to give the floor to the mayor, Mayor Serhiy Tetelytskyi, and he will tell us about technical features of this broadcast. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Serhiy Tetelytskyi. I'm from the Armed Forces of Ukraine, head of the Department of Radio Program. Some time ago, as you know, the Department of Radio Broadcast was created within the frame of military TV of the Armed Forces of Ukraine that is being forced at the moment. Concerning this radio station, now it is in progress. From technical point of view, the studio and the personnel who will be involved into infrastructure will be located here in Kyiv. At the moment, we decided the issue on the premises. Technical broadcast will be done in the following way: through the satellite and directly to the places where is needed most of all. The broadcast of contact will be done in FM range. It will give the possibility to all people who wish to hear this radio to tune their radio for this wave and to be the follower or the listener of military radio. That's all. At the moment, this issue is being formed on the initial stage. And that's it. And maybe at the very end, I would like to add, we understand we will work in the competitive environment because there are other radio stations and it's very good. We are very glad. We don't want and we won't try to oblige everybody to listen to our radio. That's why we would like it to be interesting, useful, and we want the soldiers to like this radio. That's why taking this possibility, I would like to say that we are open for any kind of cooperation if somebody is interested in this topic and want to help us. Now, I mean Armed Forces of Ukraine and other structures. If you have a possibility to help, if you want to help, please come to us and we will think together how to do it in an efficient way and how to make it useful and interesting for the Armed Forces of Ukraine. Thank you very much. If there are any questions, we are ready to answer them now. Thank you very much, Oleksiy. Thank you, friends. Now there is time for questions. Please introduce yourself. Georgians of Maidan. I'm the fighter of one of the battalion. My name is Levan. Being at Shastia, where our unit was located, there was absolute vacuum in Shastia, around Shastia. People had nothing to listen at all. And it's really a huge issue. And I just came back from there. And even being in Shastia, in Lugansk region, before Maidan, before ATO, I was doing with some charity activities. And I was trying to do something with radio broadcast as well, because my civil profession was the head of radio relay station, and also the lieutenant. retired lieutenant. And there are people who want to help, but I didn't find any understanding that way. Maybe I was dealing on different level. If I can, I would like to talk to you. Please leave your contact details, and I would like to help you with this issue. Yes, of course, we will leave you our contacts. Good afternoon, Valentin Trian, Громадское Radio. Now, I have a question to Serhiy about the content. You told there will be news, there will be music, any other topic program, for example, because rather frequently the fighters call us and ask some legal questions. Maybe you will have some educational programs or some legal reference or advices of the lawyer. Maybe I can answer your question. Firstly, I would like to say that content it's the issue in progress at the moment, but we have preliminary vision already. And we were thinking about these kind of programs as well. We are planning that every day we will be on air, and the soldier could call us in the morning, something like radio post office, and also there will be specialized programs every day. For example, talks to the priest, talks to the psychologist. At the evening there will be kind of hot talk with commanders or other top level militaries, and also there will be useful programs that will give advices useful for the soldiers. Moreover, I would like to repeat, we are open for every proposal. And let's be sincere, we just started our activities, but we will be happy to be something together with our partners or to share some programs with radio stations. For example, some radio stations have already programs and they want to give it to us. Or we can create something together for the militaries and for the soldiers. We will be very glad to cooperate in this way. And about your head office, who will work there, journalists, or maybe there will be militaries who will become journalists? We have many lists. There are few positions there. Most of them are militaries, but also there are civil positions. So it will be mixed from the militaries and civils. Also, there could be former soldiers or some radio specialists who have been to army before, and now we are making kind of internal announcement. And you can send us our CV, you can send us our proposals, and we will be very glad. And we will be very glad if there are some specialists or, for example, people with a huge enthusiasm. We can hire him as a presenter. Why not? Thank you very much, Oleksiy. Any other questions or comments? Please introduce yourself. Good afternoon. Olga Modina, Radio Svoboda, Radio Freedom. Could you tell us, please, where we can listen to this radio from territory point of view? If it is for Donbass, do you have a plan to take the line somehow that are engaged by separatists already? For example, former Lugansk state company that is called Lugansk 24 now, and former Donetsk TV station that is under DNR now, and Cossacks radio as well. Yes, we have a plan. It will depend on which equipment we'll have at the very beginning, and we have a technical plan where we will locate it. From different reasons and from security reasons as well, I can't answer your question in a full how we are gonna do it, but we want to locate this broadcast where our soldiers are, close to the contact line. We want to cover as many militaries as possible. Moreover, we will locate out our transmitters in such a way to make them mobile because we want to change their configuration. And this decision was taken because Frontline can move. And coming back to the to frequencies, the owners of private radio stations are really happy to help us because before they owned some frequencies and now because of the occupation in Donetsk they can't use them. And these people give us their FM frequencies. There is a special procedure, legal procedure to rebuild them, and we will use these frequencies. Dear colleagues, any other questions or comments?
Address it to Mr. Jim and Mr. Isaac. It is pretty simple, actually. In your humble opinion, is it possible to put an end to the conflict in eastern Ukraine in the nearest future? And what is needed to make that happen?
I think the most important thing is that the Ukrainian people not give up, and that the friends and allies like the American people and the United States, Western Europe and others, stay by Ukraine. And if that happens, we are so much stronger together than we are alone, that you will prevail. Because the right ideas, the right spirit is on Ukraine's side. I have no doubt.
Thank you.
If I may quickly add to that, one of the things that we saw across every conversation that we've had in the East, with every person we've spoken with here, is an incredible sense of determination, sense of resolve, and an incredible spirit in the face of some very difficult challenges. And I would say that, for any people that have those characteristics, there's no doubt in my mind that they will prevail and that they will be able to create a free and democratic country that's free of conflict. And we, as the American people and all the partners that Ukraine has, stand behind that. Thank you.
Thank you. If there are no more questions or clarifications
Якщо більше
at this point, thank you for coming and hope to see you soon. Thank you. Колеги, я нагадую, що наша наступна прес-конференція
And dear colleagues, our next press conference is at 11.